What's happening, podcasters? My name's Sebastian Rusk, and I help marketers and entrepreneurs just like you launch successful podcasts. In this video, I'm going to show you and teach you exactly what you need to do in order to have remote guests on your podcast and still be able to record some video, record some quality audio, and do it all with ease of use directly from your computer. Let's get started. Okay, first things first is you're going to need a tool called Zoom. Most of you probably already use it frequently for video calls, for calls in general, for group calls, for trainings, whatever the case may be. It's kind of the new Skype of today, if you will. Skype, still a very viable tool to record a podcast, but you need an additional tool called the call recorder to go with Skype. If you love Skype, then find the call recorder tool. It's like $30 that you pay for at one time, and it's all yours, but you have to remember to turn it on. With Zoom, you just, number one, Zoom's free. Number two, you open up Zoom, and as soon as you open up Zoom, it gives you the ability to connect your USB mic. So when you connect it, you can go in your audio settings on Zoom. You'll see a screenshot of this popping up right here where you can adjust and choose which microphone is which. And then go ahead with your call. As soon as you start the call, there's a big fat red button below on the menu bar that says record. You'll go ahead and hit record there. Now you do want to make sure your guest, if at all possible, does have a USB mic or some sort of quality microphone instead of just their laptop microphone so that you can have your best attempt at getting great quality from both sides. Now, this isn't always the case, but it should be the case for you as the show host. You've got to have good quality. You've got to have a decent microphone. There's a list of ones that we prefer here at the Podcast Launch Lab below in the description of this video. If you have any questions about which mic to get, feel free to comment below and reach out to me. I will get back to you with additional recommendations or answer your question. But it's not very difficult to record remote guests on your podcast. People think it's got to be this grandioso, production where you need a studio and the guest has to come in and you've got to sit down and it's got to be all formal, and it just doesn't at all. You'll never get your show started if you wait to schedule people in a physical location, just because life and schedules and calendars. I tell people, are you able to call a friend on Zoom and have a video call with them? And before you start that video call, can you hit record? And when you're done hitting record, can you upload that audio file so that someone can go and edit it and do something with it? And the question's always yes. Absolutely, I can do that. Now, here's the other upside of being able to record on Zoom. It gives you the video too. That's right. So what I always recommend that clients do is you take the audio, you send it to us, let us edit it, or whoever your editor is, let them edit it and get your podcast episode up, and then take that video and just take the raw file and upload it to Facebook and run some ads on it and drive people to your podcast link. And you can also upload it to YouTube too. So if you watched a previous video, I talk about transcribing your podcast. Heck, on a Zoom interview, you've got the audio for your podcast, you've got the video for Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, and you've got the opportunity to actually send it off to rev.com to get transcribed so that you can utilize that actual written out transcription in the description of your podcast, of your videos, and you can create an additional piece of content with it by creating a blog post because you've already got the text there. Not just a hat rack. You want to be able to repurpose your content multiple times, and it's so easy to do with technology these days, especially if you've got an interview style show where you're interviewing people via Zoom. So to recap, make sure you've got Zoom. It's a free tool to use. They've got some paid options too, but I've never paid $1 for Zoom, and I use it all the time. Number two, make sure you've got a decent mic. It looks something like this. Nice blue snowball, run you about $40-$50, plugs right into your USB of your computer. When you open up Zoom, you just go into preferences under audio, input, output. You're going to make sure that your output is your USB mic. It asks you which one do you want to use. Most of the time when you plug a mic in and you've got Zoom open, it will say, do you want to utilize this? But you want to double check. The last thing you want to do is have a good mic plugged in and then record the episode with your crappy laptop mic. Guilty as charged. And we were recording a client's podcast a couple years ago and that happened. My goodness. So double check your audio when you do plug your USB mic in and use your headphones, and see if your guests are open or if they already have a USB mic. Most people do these days. That way you're going to get good quality audio from both them and from yourself too. You got a few more additional nuggets of information in addition to how to record a podcast remotely with guests here. I also showed you that you should be repurposing this video, because as you utilize the platform of Zoom, it's giving you 2 pieces of content. So why not maximize the ability to be able to multi-purpose that and distribute it as other pieces of content, because you've already got the interview down pat and it's a wrap. So hey, listen, if you have any questions about how to record an episode remotely, how to use Zoom, what kind of mic you want to use, anything you see on this channel that pertains to podcasting, feel free to drop a comment right below here. I do respond to each and every one of you lovely people. It is my distinct pleasure to do so. Hey, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it. That way you're going to get nifty updates as new videos become available here on the channel. We'll see you next time.